Hey everybody, low quality with an update to the Whirlwind Magnum Opus build. I've actually got it running. So we're going to go over the changes I made from the first builds. I'll post a link below so you can just check those out real quick. And we actually get to do it in game. To start off with, we're actually taking the third ruin or whatever for lunging strike, which gives you berserking. Turns out if you go aspect of the expectant, you're going to be using your auto attack a bunch, so it's kind of like a free little berserking every now and then. We keep going down. There are going to be a few points here that you can bounce around. I honestly don't know what I'm going to end up with, but we don't have points in Raid Leader at the moment. Instead, those points are going to Wallop and Concussion, which brings us to the first change that we made from the original build. So one of the weapons in your dual wield needs to be Magnum Opus, but the other one could be whatever you want. So what we're doing is we're running a mace in our offhand, and that allows us to take advantage of Wallop, which is a 15% increased multiplier on stunned or vulnerable, as well as Concussion, which has a chance to stun. This is one of the points that you can kind of move around. You can get stun on a legendary affix, but for now I'm using both actually, so I'm stunning a bunch. Yeah, this you can kind of mess around with. Invigorating Fury as well is something I have 3 points in, but you can kind of swap these around. If you want to go 1 point here, I don't know, or you can go 3 points Raid Leader, no points Fury. Either way, those are the main changes, right? So I'm introducing this concept of dual wielding 2 non-identical weapons, which you kind of lose some benefits in the expertise department, but I'm willing to take that. So if you're wielding a one-handed mace, you deal increased damage to stunned, and you also have a lucky hit chance to proc berserking. One-handed sword is you gain fury, lucky hit for gaining fury on crowd control, and then also increased attack speed. And each one of those bonuses get doubled if you're using the same weapon. But we're not, because we don't really care. So the sword one, the lucky hit chance is so low, it's really not going to matter. And then the attack speed doesn't really matter for Whirlwind. And for the mace one, it would be nice, but we're getting a free multiplier because we're only using 1. And then once again, the lucky hit chance for berserking is already, Whirlwind plus a 10% lucky hit chance is just so unlikely it doesn't really matter if we double it. Outside of that, very similar to the build that I posted initially. We're almost to where I want to be. I'm going to pull up the character sheet now. The one thing we're missing is the Melted Heart of Selig, the amulet. I've yet to get it to drop, so instead we're using just a generic legendary amulet. I'm going to go over the gear one at a time, point out the things that matter, and point out the things that you can kind of mess around with. Cooldown reduction on the amulet required. It's basically one of the main stats in order to keep your shouts off cooldown. I don't have full uptime, but it's close enough. The other 3 stats are kind of up to you. If you want more defenses, +3 to all defense skills is basically a must if we're going to be pushing. This is kind of like my speedrun amulet. Movement speed is nice. Damage reduction definitely as well. I think you can get armor on the amulet. Armor percent is crazy. So that does it there. When it comes to the rings, you're going to want max fury, crit chance, crit damage, vulnerable damage, and then research generation. Like any combination of those, I'll say you're pretty good on. So this is our first ring for the Bold Chieftains, and then this is our second ring for Echoing Fury. Once again, I got pretty lucky lately to land on these rings. We're going to go down to the weapons now. So for the two-hander, obviously you want Whirlwinds. This is not fully optimized, I think. It's still really good. The 3 stats I think you do want are strength, crit damage, and vulnerability damage. The 4th one you can kind of mix and match. All stats I think is really good. Any of the damages that are more reliable are really good. I mean, core damage would probably be fine. You've got a little bit of wiggle room. Obviously, you need Magnum Opus, and you need it to be the highest roll, which we got really lucky in our first Ancestral. Magnum Opus rolled high. On the offhand, once again, we're using a mace, but you can use whatever you want. This is not optimal. Today, I just realized that I could put this build together, so I'm trying to still get a better mace. But yeah, this would have the same stats as this two-hander, basically. So you want strength, crit damage, vulnerability damage, and then wiggle room on the final one. On the mace, you're going to go limitless rage, and we're doing this instead of the stun because this is more consistent. Whirlwind works on a what do you call it? Snapshot system. So basically, where other builds, if you're using your core ability and you're losing rage, it would matter more. For Whirlwind, all you need to do is be maxed out, have this buff as soon as you start channeling, and then you're good to go, I believe. They may have changed it. They may have changed snapshotting over, the course of the game. But regardless, we keep a pretty consistent uptime on our Fury gen. So I'm now just realizing that if this doesn't work like this, we can swap it out. Currently, Edge Masters, it has been disabled. We can pull off an Edge Masters onto the amulet, and we can swap the stun onto the mace. We've got a bunch of options here. So I'm not too worried. But once again, this has perfect stats in my opinion. The all stats can be swapped around, but stats just in general are very strong for the Paragon board. Very strong for getting you extra resistances, getting you extra skill damage, extra armor. I mean, resource generation even, and crit. So basically, like, fantastic roll. My boots, these are once again kind of my speed farming boots, but you want fury reduction cost, movement speed, and then some other stuff there. You could probably go, if the boots can roll armor, you want armor. The mod on the boots I actually am looking to change potentially. When we're pushing, we can actually swap the stun mod onto the boots, and then that opens up the glove or the helm. For our pants, these are where we're kind of using our more generic pants, just tons of damage reduction, total armor percentage, and then all stats. For the gloves, we are not running Haragoth. I think you can, preference whatever you want. If you want to run it, you can. You'd have to swap anemia to the boots or the helm. But this is what allows us to do stuns if you decide not to go with a mace. So you could technically still rock Wallop, which is the 15% bludgeoning. Or no, you can still run Retribution and no Wallop, which would get you like 6 points back on the tree if you just want to go with anemia. I don't know exactly what the best way to move forward is. We're still only level 80, 81. I don't know how impactful, being level 100 is while pushing these diamond dungeons. But yeah, right now I'm putting in as much stun as possible because I want to CC these elites as much as possible so I don't get blown up. Chess piece, Rage of Haragoth. This is required. This is because the lucky hit chance is how we kind of keep our shouts off cooldown. It really matters. If you don't have this and you go into a nightmare dungeon that's like cold affix, your shouts are going to be off, on cooldown for like 3 to 5 seconds, and you're going to get frozen and die. So this is super important. We have a really low roll. We've gotten it 3 times Ancestral, and they've all low rolled the lucky hit. So unlucky. And while we're here, I want to mention something. The reason why Rage of Haragoth works for this build is because we're going Furious Whirlwind. It also works with Rend. It does not work with Berserk Ripping. The Berserk Ripping is disabled right now regardless, but Rage of Haragoth, the lucky hit, only works with skills that actually have a ruin or by their base skill applies bleed. It's either bugged or it just doesn't work right now for these other aspects, but basically if you do the two-handed sword expertise, this also does not proc the chest piece right now. I don't know if they're going to change that, but that in the currently how it works, it's not activating. So we need to run Furious Whirlwind for now. The alternative is basically bugged out of its mind, I think. I don't even know what it's called. I think Violent Whirlwind is still super bugged and broken and causing like billions of damage. You can go check out those videos. We're not rocking it. It'll either get fixed or not. I don't know. But final piece, the helm. We got a really good roll on the helm. Cooldown reduction required. So basically, cooldown reduction and max fury on the helm. Another thing I didn't mention is you can get max fury on the neck. It'd be nice to have as much as possible, but long term we're looking to get the unique amulet regardless. So it's hard to get a perfect amulet, and I'm working on it. But the affix we have on this is exploiters. I'm still trying to mess around with it. I'm trying to see if you stun enemies long enough, they become unstoppable. Not actually sure if that's how this works. So currently this is a little bit of a test. Helm is a flex slot, gloves are a flex slot, and boots are a flex slot, right? So you can kind of mix and match whatever different affixes you want for these three pieces. You can. I'm definitely gonna go Edge Masters when they fix it to increase our damage a bit more. But that about does it. I'm gonna hop in. So this is a, what are we? You can't find out. All right, we're in a nightmare dungeon. It's over 40. This is probably like a 45 or something. And I'm just gonna go around and hopefully not die. And just kind of show off the playstyle. I had a full video that I might upload eventually. But after watching it over again, it's pretty boring without any commentary. And then playing while you're commentating is a whole nother beast. But as you can see, we fucking rip stuff apart. It's crazy. I was using a two-hander initially. I finally got the pieces to go max rage, which I haven't even highlighted yet, so I'll just pull it up in a sec. We're not going to go through the whole dungeon. We're just going to kill a few things, just so you can kind of see it. We're currently sitting at 226 max rage, max fury, whatever. That's pretty high. With the Melted Heart of Selig, the unique amulet, we can essentially get up to 300, sorry. And then even further with the consumable, which is, I believe, drop only. I don't know if there's a recipe for it yet, but we're just stacking these up. Elixir of Resourcefulness. So this increases your maximum resource by 50. So we can get up to like 350, which would make our one-hander have like 115% multiplier or something like that, right? Nothing else in the game can get up to that high. So I still think this is one of the best builds in the game. My only issue with it currently is my damage reduction is low. Again, 2 or 3 of my pieces are for like movement speed and faster clearing. We can easily clear tier 40s. And I've cleared it. The video I recorded and may upload is me clearing the Nightmare 50. Yeah. I don't know. I'm happy with this. So initially I leveled with Upheaval. I was messing around with a bunch of different builds. I've tried Hoda. I've tried Double Swing. I haven't tried yet Rens or Upheaval at max level, but I did enough Upheaval in for one season, I think. Random thing with these suppressor mods, I don't know if you guys knew this, but if you start channeling Whirlwind outside of their bubble, you cannot damage them for some reason. They are invincible. So you need to go inside the bubble and then start channeling. But yeah, super straightforward. Not a lot of changes from our theorycraft, which I'm happy about. I'm hoping to test out that amulet eventually. I believe it'll increase our survivability by an insane amount, just because we have so much fury generation that instead of taking any damage, it'll just be taking fury, and then it will just regenerate it and be invincible. But thanks for stopping in. I tried to stream a bit. I wasn't feeling it, so we'll definitely stick to theory crafting, doing YouTube videos, and trying to update some of our other builds moving forward. I'm using this build to collect all of the gear for my future builds. Yeah, catch you guys later. Hope you guys are still having like a great week 1 of Diablo 4. I'm having a fantastic time. Peace.